And friends, welcome to the interview of DTM Cyprian Misquith, the District Toastmasters Annual Convention Chairperson. DTM Cyprian is a veteran Toastmaster and a fine Toastmaster who has been serving the fraternity for many years now. And it's such a pleasure and honor to be in conversation with such a splendid Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters, for the next few minutes, we will be hearing words of wisdom and wonderful tidbits from DTM Cyprian's experiences. And I'm sure we will all benefit from that. So let's all sit back, relax, and enjoy this conversation with such a fabulous Toastmaster. So, DTM Cyprian, thank you for accepting our invite and joining us for this conversation. And it's such a pleasure to be talking to you, DTM Cyprian.
I'm also very happy to have joined this interview. It's a great opportunity for me.
Superb. DTM Cyprian, can you share with us who is DTM Cyprian? We know that you got a very checkered past, a very accomplished lineup of experiences and so on. Who in your own words is DTM Cyprian before and after joining Toastmasters?
Well, I am from Mumbai, India, and I have made Muscat my second home. And the Omani people here are really caring and loving. And I have learned one great thing from them is humility. I work as a senior finance manager for WJ Towel and Company LLC in the building materials division. And it is a position of great responsibility that I hold. Before being with the WJ Towel, I was working for Malhotras, the makers of topaz plates, and I've before that worked for pressure cookers, Hawkins. These are some of my achievements, and I have done my master's in commerce with financial accounting and auditing as my specialization. I'm a quiet personality, a very quiet personality, and I have developed after being in Toastmasters, and I could not, in fact, negotiate my own increment, whereas I would recommend people for increments. But after joining Toastmasters, it has given me an opportunity to negotiate my increments. That is entirely because of my presentation skills and my planning skills, which I have developed after joining Toastmasters. And I always tell people, you are not paying anything for Toastmasters, because you negotiate your increment and the additional amount that you have got after joining Toastmasters pays for your Toastmasters fees. I also find time to dwell on my hobby, and that is an interesting one. Mm-hmm. I can cut and stitch a pant and shirt.
Wow.
And I still enjoy that hobby.
Okay.
And I still make time for it. So this is Cyprian Misquith for you.
Wow, that's really amazing. So many interesting facets of DTM Cyprian which has come out now. It's so interesting to note that a very silent, a very quiet person has evolved and matured to be an amazing public speaker. And the way you've articulated the application of public speaking skills as for your appraisals and your salary negotiations and other negotiations, it is really amazing, and kudos to you on that. And this is the fact that you can cut and stitch and put pieces together is something that we never could have ever imagined. Amazing. That's very interesting. You joined Toastmasters in 2003, if I'm right, and it's been such a long journey that you've had. How has been your relationship with Toastmasters and the fraternity and the movement itself?
Yes, I did join Toastmasters in 2003, and that was at an opportunity where we got at the Ruby Church Parish Hall, where a demonstration session was conducted by the Toastmasters of Gala Church Parish. And the way the meeting went off, I was totally flabbergasted. I said, I need to join this. I had just come there just to pass my time, but the way it moved me, I said, I need to be in Toastmasters immediately. And this set of people who came from Gala Church Parish formed a new club in our parish at Ruby Church named as Petrus Toastmasters Club. We used to meet there every week, and we really enjoyed the journey. I had the opportunity then to form the first club myself in 2009, and that is ABC Toastmasters Club, who I am a member of still. And I am really enjoying the journey of Toastmasters because it has taught me many things in life.
How amazing can it get? A casual visitor to a meeting, a disinterested, uninterested kind of a start, and then joining the club, starting a club in just about 6 years after joining. 2003 you joined, and 2009 is when you started the ABC Toastmasters Club. It's such a splendid journey that you've had, and during this long period, would you want to share with us some of your most memorable experiences, something that that resonates so well with you even today?
Oh, there are many such incidences in Toastmasters which I have experienced. And one such incident is where I was invited to be a Toastmaster of the day. That was in front of an audience who were mainly guests, and they were trying to form a club. Now, that was not my club, but I went there. I went about 15 minutes before, took down the names because it's not very easy to pick up names and pick up the role players. I was given the role players, but I had to identify people by their names. And when I do a Toastmasters role, I never use paper or notes. So I go by memory and do it, present it. So I presented the session, and after that, the feedback was really impressive. In that, one person came up to me, and he asked me, which club do you belong to? I said, I belong to ABC Toastmasters Club. He said, I want to come to your club. I want to join your club. I said, boss, I have come to promote this club, so you need to be joining this club. He said, no, forget it. I want to come to your club. I called him for the club meeting. He was quite impressed. He said, I don't want to join that club. I'll join your club. I said, it's not nice. No, he says, I have paid money there. Let my money go. I don't mind, but I will join this club. Okay, I spoke to the concerned people there and said, okay, this is the way he's telling me, so should I take him? They said, okay, and they were not willing to give the refund. I spoke to them and I said, why do you want to take money when he is not going to join? So please return the money. They returned the money because Toastmasters finally is not a money-making organization. It's a non-profit organization, basically.
Right.
And then what happened was he got his HR manager in another 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Now this gentleman, HR manager came. He was again mesmerized by the presentation. He said, we need to form a new club in our company. In another 3 months, I had a new club ready. So the message here is, you have to value every member that comes to your club, every guest that comes to your club, because you do not know how you can build up clubs, how you can build up membership. So, valuing members, guests will get you more members into Toastmasters.
Yeah, that's an amazing story that you have just narrated. How your personal performance in a place where you were not the regular member impacted somebody so much, and I'm sure there would have a lot of preparation would have gone behind that performance that happened that day. A lot of thinking that would have gone behind how you would be delivering that day. So it's very clearly a quest for personal excellence and demonstrating the best of yourself at any given point of time. Amazing. And DTM Cyprian, you did mention about how Toastmasters has helped you professionally with respect to negotiations and presentations and so on. I'm pretty sure that it has also affected you, impacted you very, very positively on the personal front also. So we would be very keen to listen to you how it has helped you on a personal front.
Yes, Cyprian was a very impulsive person before joining Toastmasters. After joining Toastmasters, it has mellowed me down. And I have improved my rapport with people. I understand them much better. I have become patient and more skilled in planning. And one skill that I have really improved on is listening to people. The more you listen to people, the more you will gain knowledge, and it will give you time to make decisions patiently, and those decisions will be very fruitful rather than making impulsive decisions which may not be very right at that spur of the moment. So it has made me a calm, calculated, cool personality, and that has helped me at home, even in the office and elsewhere whenever I meet people.
Yeah, indeed. Your reputation as a very composed, cool, and a very, very a person with a lot of equilibrium precedes you actually. And DTM Cyprian, you've performed various leadership roles from the club, area, division, and district multiple times, various senior leadership roles in the Toastmasters fraternity itself. Uh, from your how have you been benefiting from these experiences, and how did it translate in your leadership role in your organization, in your professional life as well? Can you elaborate on that, throw some more light on that?
Yes, I have really enjoyed taking up leadership roles. I have been an area governor, a division director. I have also been involved with the last three DTACs, and I have also done the district audit committee chair twice. These were some of the roles, and at present, I am the Oman Gavel Championship of Public Speaking Chairman, the DTAC chair, as you know. And these leadership positions have really helped me become a person who can serve the community. My father, during it started also when I was a child. My father used to like to help and serve in the community. And he used to always, we used to tell him, why are you doing this free service? And he would say, always try and help people. Try and help them as much as possible. Maybe not with money, but at least by serving in the community. And that thing has built up a trait in us also, that we want to help people, serve people. And the feedback that you get from people gives you that satisfaction. Money cannot buy everything, right? So these are some of the things that I have learned, and I try and inculcate even in my professional life.
Absolutely. The kind of experience that you get working for a voluntary organization like Toastmasters, the servant leadership that you bring, all those brings in various skills and competencies, which I'm sure you've been applying it in your professional life as well. Being a very busy Toastmaster, uh, performing various leadership roles, setting up, starting clubs, mentoring clubs, sponsoring clubs, such a lot of work that you do in this space. Yet you manage to have a very, very balanced personal life as well. I understand that you play cricket, and the kind of fitness that you have, it is very evident when I'm seeing, when I'm looking at you, the energy that you have. So, how do you manage to have such a balanced personal, professional Toastmaster life?
Talking about cricket, I don't play cricket now because there comes a time when no one takes you in the team.
Okay.
And that is the time you need to be out of it. I left cricket around 2003, and that was the time it gave me an opportunity to join Toastmasters.
Okay.
But I don't mix up Toastmasters and my professional life because in the office I'm the finance manager. So I need to demonstrate it to the employees. Otherwise, it doesn't give a good impression. And what I do is I attend to calls from Toastmasters or messages from 1 to 2, that's my lunchtime. And after 6 p.m. onwards, I will be for Toastmasters. That is the type of time I devote for Toastmasters basically. And I still find time for myself and for the family. And talking about fitness, I come back, I have a morning exercise. I come back home for lunch. Before lunch, I am on the stomach bench.
Uh-huh.
I come back home, I go to office again, come back in the evening, and I am out for a jog.
Wow.
So these are things which I still keep in my life, and that has kept me fit. And you can see how I look.
Yeah, absolutely, and such a inspirational thing that you're still continuing all these fitness activities. In fact, I have heard comments about people saying, "Is he from the army? Is he in the defense forces?" Something like that. Also, look like an army officer when you stand on stage, and the way you carry yourself. Impressive, and I'm sure there's a lot of activities that go behind it, and like you said, jogging and keeping yourself fit. DTM Cyprian, you've started so many Gavel clubs. I think 40 Gavel clubs is what you started, and it's a different set of activities all together to start a Gavel club, to get involved with the children. How did you find the inspiration to go after this? What motivated you into getting into Gavel clubs and building the children up?
I had the opportunity as the president of ABC Toastmasters Club. Uh, After starting that club, I was the president of that club, and it gave me an opportunity that time where I was finding that the family members of our club, the children of our club members, wanted to develop VR skills also because the parents had come into Toastmasters and they wanted to develop this skill. So I had the opportunity of starting the first Gavel club in Oman, but that was in 2010. But at that time, little did I realize that starting that club will bring in 40 clubs for the Gaviliers. And even DTM Sri Kumar Pai was very instrumental in bringing up clubs along with me. He was quite influential in with the Gaviliers.
Mm-hmm.
I had also the opportunity of sponsoring 5 Toastmasters clubs in Oman.
Oh, okay.
We just conducted the semi-finals yesterday. We had 8 semi-finals running parallelly for the Gavilier, which is a huge task.
Absolutely.
But we get together as a team and we performed, and we are having the finals coming up next Friday.
Absolutely.
Friday,
In fact,
29th January.
In fact, that was the next question that I was planning to ask you. In terms of the Gable movement itself in Oman, the number of clubs that you started, that is on one side, which in itself is so commendable. But to me, I've been seeing this for the last few years. The annual Gable Championship that has been happening in Oman is a huge, amazing event that happens every year, and that's something that kids look forward to, and they keep working towards to grow themselves and then be able to get onto that. And yesterday, the number of semifinals that you had and so on, it's really a commendable task, and hearty congratulations to the successful completion of the semifinals. I believe the finals is coming up soon. So how do you go about organizing such a large-scale event, DTM Cyprian?
Oh, I have been doing this as a team person, and once you are liked by the team, people work for you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Maybe many times I have called you and you never said. So if you try and help the other people, they respond to you also, to your call also. So I try to make it as smooth as possible, and I'm not a person with authority. I just bring in people by showing my own work, that people work for you. And even this children's movement, that Cavaliers movement, you should listen to their speeches. They are really well versed with the topics, and the way they present themselves with skills. I think some of the Toastmasters also need to learn from them. These are some of the aspects that I bring in, and people work for you. Once you're a leader, people try and work for you.
Absolutely. And in fact, no two ways about it that you are one of the most liked and loved Toastmasters. I know about the Gable movement and the kind of respect and admiration that people have for that. And I think there is a very popular quote by Kenneth Blanchard, where he said, "Leadership is about influence and not authority." And I'm sure you've been epitomizing that for a very, very long time. So can you share your experiences with how influencing words and operating in an environment which is not authority centric but influence centric? Can you share some thoughts on that, sir?
Yeah. In this, you need to keep your professional life separate from Toastmasters, because bringing up Toastmasters leadership and leaders is different from a professional setup. In a professional setup, when I work as a finance manager, I have the power to do their performance appraisals. I have the control of sealing their increments, giving them more increments. There, the money comes into play. Whereas in Toastmasters, you are not able to compensate them by money. It is only your relationship that can bring in people to work for you. And if you are a leader who is admired, who they feel is nice to them, and who has skills where he is reasonable to them, when they come up with their problems and we try and solve these problems, I think that is the time when you as a leader also develop. It's not very easy to make people work for you for free.
Right.
No one in this world works like that. But people work for you because they find something in you and they are inspired by your leadership. That is why they work for you, or they think they can learn something from people.
Absolutely. And
at the same time, it develops me as a leader, because I also get to learn many things from these people who are operating for me.
Right. Very well said, sir. I have been referring to you as DTM Cyprian, DTM, which is a very familiar acronym in the Toastmasters fraternity. Distinguished Toastmasters. I emphasized on that for the benefit of those who do not know the full form of that. Distinguished Toastmaster is a major milestone in the journey of a Toastmaster. So how do you perceive this? How do you look at this milestone, this achievement of becoming a distinguished Toastmaster, DTM Cyprian?
Yes, becoming a DTM is not very easy. When I started in Toastmasters, I had the problem of fear on stage. I could not express myself very freely. But now you see the change in me. The first year in Toastmasters, I always tell people, is the best year in Toastmasters. Because if you are doing your hard work and doing your presentations, working on your presentations, working on your speeches, because the first year in Toastmasters is where you are listening to people, you are taking feedback from people, you are wanting to change things in you,
Hmm.
right? And
Right.
slowly, it takes about 4 years to complete a DTM award. At least for me, I completed this in 4 years. But I have really worked hard. I
Hmm.
used to watch cricket on TV as my pastime. I had to give that up and prepare, and used to prepare my speeches in the evening. So that is the amount of dedication that I put in. And after a year, I really found the change. So I said I need to go further, and I work towards that. It's like a graduation degree that you are going into. If you are really working towards it, you will improve yourself, because it's no point giving lackluster presentations and not being able to improve yourself.
Right.
In fact, there were times when people told me, "Boss, why are you into Toastmasters?" One businessman came up and told me, "Why are you into Toastmasters? You're wasting your time." I said, "Why?" He said, "If you can influence people, you had started a business some years back, you would have been a millionaire by now.
Mhm.
But money is not everything in life, right? This gives me pleasure, this gives me some happiness, so I am into Toastmasters."
Very well said. In fact, the love and affection that you're getting is nothing short of becoming a millionaire in that sense, as such. Uh, there are so many new Toastmasters who are joining various clubs in our district, in various other districts. Uh, do you have, can you share some advice to the new Toastmasters about how do they go about in their quest for becoming a distinguished Toastmaster like yourself?
I think I just explained it. You need to be dedicated, because if you are wanting to learn, there will be aspects where you can go up to someone. Here in Toastmasters, I have found that there is no big speaker, there is no small speaker, there is no good speaker, there is no bad speaker. Everyone is equal, and in this world, we are all equal human beings, right? So there will be great influential people who are at good positions, but as Toastmasters, if you call them for help, they are like a normal person. Yes, they immediately respond to you. So for the newcomers, I would say you need to leave your ego, forget what will people say, think about your own improvement, and work a little bit hard in the beginning years. It will make it easy for you in the later years, because after you get a DTM, the recognition that you get from people is completely different. And even your presentations in the office are completely different from the normal people who do the presentations in the office. So I would tell them, work a little hard in the beginning. It may give you trouble initially, because I had the problem of real fear on stage. But today I do presentations where people get impressed. So these are some of the things that I would tell, and enjoy the journey. Don't take it as a place where you have fear psychosis created. Enjoy the journey, be happy.
Yeah, indeed. Enjoying the journey is extremely important, and keeping at it consistently, showing up every time, eventually does produce its outcome. Now that brings me to the next very pertinent question, uh, the DTAC. So, for the uninitiated, DTAC stands for District Toastmasters Annual Convention, a major event. Uh, you have been the DTAC finance chair in the past. You have done various leadership role in the major event that DTAC is. And now for this upcoming event, you are the chairperson of DTAC. Um, can you explain to us, what does DTAC mean and how does it benefit the Toastmasters and non-Toastmasters also? So educate us, enlighten us on the event called DTAC.
Yes, I am the current DTAC chair, and it's a huge responsibility on my shoulders. Uh, but mind you, I did not attend DTAC till I was the area director because I thought it was a waste of time. But after I attended the first DTAC, mind you, it changed my thinking completely. The aura that is goes on there, the positivity that people spread among Toastmasters, the presentations that are done during DTAC, the keynote addresses from world-renowned speakers who give you inspirational messages, the contest speeches, the four categories of contest speeches that are there, the presentations done by Toastmasters at that level is something different, where it can inspire many people, and it has really impressed me, inspired me. After that first DTAC, I have always gone for DTAC every year. Every year. So
Yeah.
these type of presentations during DTAC will really impress, and it will change the mindset of people. At least it has impacted me, and I'm sure if people just attend the DTAC, it will really change their outlook also.
Absolutely. And I can vouch for this fact as well. The annual event, such a large scale event, having participated in the contest in the last few years, it's an amazing experience as a Toastmaster. And when you're not a Toastmaster, this, I'm sure you would also agree with me that it's an event to witness, to learn, to grow in many ways. And such a large scale event, organizing might be a huge challenge, right? How are you going about organizing this event, sir?
Okay, the previous DTACs, we used to go to a venue where we had to pay, stay at a place, and then attend at a venue.
Yeah.
But the current DTAC is a thing where you are going to watch it online. So it gives you an opportunity to attend it from anywhere and everywhere. Right? You do not even have to spend money for it.
Right.
So this gives the opportunity for many people to attend. And we have also got a team in place now.
Okay. So who are your DTAC team members this year?
Uh, uh, Let me tell you the theme for DTAC 2021. Celebrating resilience is the theme that we have chosen
Uh-huh.
because last year was a difficult year for all of us everywhere
Right.
in the world,
Right.
right? And I'm sure this year will have change, and we will see better, good times coming in the future. So that is the theme that we have celebrated, and we have a real good team working together. We have already had some 6 meetings planning for it. My deputy chairman is Yaqub Al Abri, entrepreneur who is in the Toastmasters fraternity for a very long time. Then I have DTM Viju Kotanet, the education chair, In fact, we are already through with the agenda. The draft agenda is already ready for DTAC, which is coming up in May, but we have already prepared ourselves. The team also consists of Sandeep Mohite, the Finance and Sponsorship Chair. Toastmaster Navneet is our online moderator. Toastmaster Zara, she's from Lebanon. This time we have had the opportunity of getting people from outside to be in the committee, although it was to be hosted by Oman. Zara is from Lebanon and she's the marketing chair in the committee. Ehsan Jalal is our administrative manager. He's an HR professional who's been in Toastmasters, and he was the person who got influence, the HR manager who got influenced, as I said, about that guest who brought in this HR manager, and he brought in a club for me. Shahad Al Wahebi is the head of Arabic contest coordination. In fact, we are going to have all 4 contests for in DTAC for in Arabic and in English, and that's going to be online. This is the first time we'll be having it online, 4 contests in English and Arabic. Last year we had only one contest, that was the international speech contest online. So this is something different this year for DTAC 2021. The Arabic team also, we have formed the Arabic team. There is DTM Ruba from Lebanon, and DTM Saleh Al-Kamyasi from Oman, Fahd Al-Mashkari, Haytham Al-Hashmi. These are people who are working towards the Arabic contest. So this makes up my team.
A huge...
and the advisor is our dear old friend DTM Gurbinder Singh Pun.
Indeed, for an event of this large a size and scale, I'm sure you've got a very structured team in place, and then again there are sub teams which work with them. It's an amazing set of activities that you all have embarked on, and it starts off months before the actual event. I'm sure it did. I remember DTAC 2019 was on the theme of celebrating happiness, and that was the last physical DTAC that happened in Dubai. Celebrating happiness was the theme, and quite relevant it is that you have chosen to have celebrating resilience, which is so very resonating with the times that we are in now. Wish all best wishes to you, DTM Cyprian, and your teams to come out with the best of events that we have ever witnessed. And so we've been talking about DTAC, we've been talking about you as a distinguished Toastmaster and your journey throughout in the Toastmasters fraternity. What is next? Where are you headed to? And what are your plans in Toastmasters?
I've enjoyed this journey in Toastmasters, and I've taken up various roles. But there is one thing that is still not taken up by me, and that is to finish with the Pathways DTM. Pathways Learning Experience, which I have not even embarked on. I am a member of 2 clubs and I have 3 paths with me, but I have not embarked on this journey. And because I was involved with so many leadership assignments, that very little time was devoted for giving speeches at the club level. So this is one frontier which I am going to embark on and complete a Pathways Learning Experience DTM award soon.
Absolutely, that's a great thing to look forward to. A completely new curriculum that has been launched by Toastmasters Pathways, and it just goes a long way in proving the kind of appetite you have for learning and continuing the learning that you have always been doing. I'm sure because of these various leadership roles that you've been performing, embarking on project speeches and the requirements for Pathways would have been difficult. It's very understandable, DTM Cyprian. We are looking forward to a fantastic district Toastmasters annual convention. And much before that, next week is the Gavel Championship. So one after the other, major mega events that you are chairing and leading. Uh, we wish you all the very best, and I'm sure the district, everybody, every Toastmaster in the district is behind you and rooting for you. And this event uh, has always been a showpiece event, and I'm sure DTM Cyprian, it's going to go into a different level altogether. Thank you very much for the time that you've taken out to be with us. Thank you so much,
My
DTM Cyprian.
pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this interview. I really enjoyed the interview, and I look forward to a great next week of Oman Gavel Championship. And please attend our DTAC 2021 in May and June. It is running over 3 weeks, and it is DTAC where you will really love the experience. Thank you
Absolutely.
for having me, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you, and looking forward to the DTAC. Thank you so much.